I mean, other translate stories, they hope there's a bit of a immaturity on that adolescent type of you want to be type of stuff, you understand? Just type of throwing a few thoughts at you people, try and stick to the facts, obviously, but it will be a bit of a added, added extras, you know, what would you call it, dramatic limitation. Sometimes we tell stories, there's a slight exaggeration with this type of thing. I want to stick to the historical, factual situation, but there will be a bit of, you understand. Now, when I was back in the day, well, I say back in the day, when I was, used to give people a bit of a backhand. I told you about the lad that I headbutted on the bus. I was telling the story earlier. Yeah, I ended up getting, hit by the ball. Ends up on the bus where this lad was. So after I headbutted this lad on the bus, I was with Victoria at the time. You know, and I was telling her that, I just headbutted this guy on the bus, blah, blah, blah. You know, I got a couple of cans. You know, like I said, I've got some cans. I always used to panic that, you can get a brain tumour and all kinds of stuff being like just one punch to the head or kick to the head or the headbutt to the head. And I always used to have this fear like hearing stories like that. So if I ever ended up in a scrap or something and hit someone in the head, I used to panic. And so the guy who I headbutted on the bus, I proper once I was calmed down and got into Victoria's and I thought, fucking hell. What if he fucking develops a fucking brain tumour or small? What if he collapses? So I went round to, to a house where we were staying, right? We've got a lass called Nicky. Knocks on the door. I said, "Hey, it's Marvin here," and she said, "Oh no, he's not. He's not here." She said, "Why? What's up?" I said, "Well, I just headbutted on a bus basically. So I just wanted to make sure you're all right." Anyway, she says, "Oh no, he's not back yet." So I go down to Vicky, and I'm back again. I got a camera, I thought, oh shit, But I was always thinking about fucking 10, 15 minutes later, Victoria lived over the back of where Nick lived. So I goes out, climbs up fence, goes through the passage, knocks on the door, and says, "Is Marvin back yet? Is he back yet?" And she went, "No, he's not come back yet. He should have been back a while ago." So now I'm thinking, fucking hell. He should have been back a while ago. I've headed on the bus. So now I'm thinking all sorts of feel. I'm thinking that he's collapsed on the bus. And that type of stuff. Something's happened. So I go down to Victoria's, I've had another can and that type of stuff. And I thought, now I know the time, I don't know if it was every 10 minutes, every 5 minutes, or every half hour. So then I fucking go down again, knocks on the door, says, "Is he back yet?" And she said, "No," I said, "No, he's not come back yet." I said, "Yeah, fucking hell." So I've been a few times, right? He's put it on the bus, and he's still not back fucking where he's at. I don't know. I don't know word for word. You feel the conversation, or he should be back or whatever. So I go fucking climb to the fence, go back to the again, had a couple of cans, and I just thought, if he drops it, he done that, like that. And I can't remember if it was the next morning or the same night. I goes round. Oh, that's it. The next day. So I fucking walk out. Oh, fucking hell. Oh yeah, I headbutted that guy yesterday. And I went round to the house, and he answered the door, didn't Marvin. I said, "Marvin, there you are." I said, "How you doing?" And he said, he's like looking at me like he really surprised. He's like looking really surprised. He said, "What was you mean?" I said, "Well, how was your head?" I said, "I feel a bit bad that I headbutted you on the bus." So I was a bit worried that I hadn't got fucking pains or it. He said, "No, I'm alright." I said, "Well, listen," I said, "If you get the fucking pain, if you get the pains in your head, will you please go to the fucking doctor and go to the ambulance?" Because it bothered me. I was really concerned that a simple whack to the head, you could collapse. And I proper panic. So I did put him on the bus. I'm going to make sure he's alright. And then the next thing I'm giving him fucking medical advice. If you get a pain in your head, go seek medical attention, because if you dropped dead, I couldn't live with myself. And then there was another incident. I must have got into a bit of a scrap outside the kebab shop. I think it was Davio's back in the day. Got into some type of he said, she said situation, and we ended up. Oh, was that a different incident? Oh, that's what we ended up like in the car park where I think it's Quickstep used to be, around that area. I think we ended up in some type of car park, and we get into a fight. I chase him, he falls on the floor, and then I books him in, books him in the head, right? And then the next morning I thought, oh shit, that guy I booked in the head. So I wanted to find out way, like way it worked. Anyway, I found out a way it worked. It worked down Solvay in some type of wood factory or something. So I remember finding out where it worked, and then going to the wood factory. And I searched the type of floors, trying to find out where it was to see if it was alright. Because the guy was concerned that you're booing somebody in the head. You'd, like I say, you'd collapse. I always panic, I always worry about these things. And I remember going through this wood factory where it worked, trying to walk up the stairs to find the area where it worked, and I couldn't find the lad. But I did try. I literally walked down to Sawbridge, walked in this place where I was told to work, to try and find him, to make sure to make sure he was okay. And then there was another incident. Now this is a bit of a wannabe type of adolescent type of daftness, is it? This is one of the type of things. It was Jordash, Carrol, and what was it? My brother Paul and one of Paul's friends, I think, one of the friends had like Adam Wood, and Jordan and Adam must have got into a bit of a historical type of feud, and then Jordan smacks Paul and Adam, he goes flying over the road type of thing. I mean, he knocked him fucking 30 metres. And Paul's like, said, if you do that again, I'm gonna whack you. And then, and then Adam gets on the floor. He gets a bus, right, back to outside the bridges, and then Jordash whacks him again, and then Adam goes fucking tumbling another 30 metres. He gets back up, gets a bus back to outside the bridges, and the Paul, if you do that again, I mean, I'm gonna whack you. And now he gets up, and then George smacks him again. And now this time Paul did warning twice. Now this time Paul's getting seriously. So then Paul and Jordash starts getting the fucking bit of a brawl. I'm watching it unfold. I'm thinking it's a fair fight. Just by that, Paul's your bigger strong. Jordash is a fucking giant type of character. But then Jordash, right, somehow pulls Paul's coat over his head. Right, so now Paul's blindsided, and now Jordash is in a better fucking position. So I thought, I'm not having this. He's got his coat over his head. So I thought, nah, this is not right. So I fucking goes over the road, gets Jordash, turns Jordash down, smack Jordash. Jordash goes fucking flies over. He's on the fucking floor. And then it was a situation where it was Gavin Spills, when he was alive, he was a lovely lad, actually, Gavin Spills, a lovely lad. But he was obviously your friend with Jordash, and your Bev ones were there, Sammy's mother, and a few others. So nice meeting with Paul, against the fucking the Spilses and what have you. So me and Paul do each other, like the fucking Cray twins, type of situation. You got Bev like saying, calm down, we're both friends. We're both friends and that type of stuff. Anyway, fast forward up to the present time. I'm outside church now, Jordash is there. And this was a time when Jordash was going to get me a couch. Right, I wanted bed set. He worked for a sofa company, so I was saying, blah blah blah. But he said, I'll bring Paul with me, because he's got mental health issues. Let me have a smoke. it's when I still bring Paul with me because I've got mental health issues. And there was a reference where I can't remember if it was outside Church style or over like where Tyler used to live. You know, when he used to like go over there for a little bag of chai now and again. And I think he said something like it was Jordash that said something like, that Paul gave him the fucking biggest china that he's ever had. And I felt a bit like disrespected that I didn't get the recognition that I deserved in that type of sense. Because it wasn't Paul that gave him the china, it was me that gave him the china. But that sparked out, the last person he remembers is fucking Paul. Do you understand what I'm saying? So almost like, not a bit of jealousy, maybe a bit of jealousy maybe, in that type of context. Plus patronisation of I'm getting I want a sofa. He and I've got mental health issues, and I'm a bit of a lumbar or whatever, saying I've been Paul, to the house. Not in the sense because they might have felt a bit uncomfortable, because me and Jordash don't know each other, we're not friends, so you can understand why you want Paul here to break the conversation. He might come in, feel a bit uncomfortable, if you understand. But he didn't say that, did he? He said it in a patronising way, because you've got mental health issues. So I'm almost seen as this fucking like retard, this mental health person who's not got a fucking Scooby-Doo what's fucking going on, who's so far away from reality, and almost this patronising like I'm a fucking idiot. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when you put these things together, like say, Jordash is on the floor because I've spiked him in the head. And then almost like, say, Paul give him the greatest shiner, that he's ever had. So that's not true. And then all this type of patronising. Now let me just balance the books, let me bring a bit of normality to this. Jordash is one big bastard. And after that incident, with that, after that incident, now it's probably Carrol. I mean, they're both fucking jacked, but Carrol is a beast. He's a massive lad. I think he's boxed in the army. He's a boxer. He's basically an hard bastard. And there was a bit of a situation where, he was supposed to go into Bridges. He's on a warpath. So I kind of expecting to come into contact with him at some point. And I remember being at Gaz's, and we were going to. That's at Caldwell. Mark was there. To go for a few pints. And I remember walking to Bridges, and I thought I spotted, Kai and Carrol, like in the Bridges at the back. And to be quite honest, I thought, I don't like this, because I really thought I saw him, so I thought, there's no way I could go in there, right, and get into a fight, because he would have kicked the shit out of me. Do you understand? I wasn't confident one bit. I mean, I can't remember the thought process, yeah, I can't remember the thought process. If I'd have gone in there, not gone in there because of fear, or just didn't have the time or didn't have the energy to face a massive confrontation and that type of stuff. So away from like not giving a fucking I'd rather take a kicking to the point of he would have given me a kicking. So away from that fear and all that type of stuff, he would have levered the shit at me. He would have battered me all over Carrol. And that's one thing I do know. And Jordash, if he'd had that way of thinking, if he'd have been sober, even at that age, even at the age he was, I mean, he was only a young lad, with George at the time, but even at that age, with that type of mindset, sober, he would have battered the fuck out of me. He would have kicked the shit, he would have kicked the shit out of me. If you could think like that at a certain age and you had that mindset, do you understand what I'm saying? I'm just being honest. I'm telling a story, right? A bit of humour, but I'm also being honest as well, for whatever reason. But I remember that night, right, when I smacked, Jordash, like I said, he goes on the floor, and that type of stuff. The next morning, I went up to his house, when he lived up at Rully Heights. Yeah, because I felt fucking bad. I thought, shit, I punched him last night. I like to say, if I'm not flat, if he's, banged his head. And I literally, walked up to his house when he lived at Rully Heights. And I can't look through the window. I had a couple of kids at the time. I think he was living with his girlfriend. I knocked on, type of look through the window, just, see like, baby toy and that type on the floor. Knocked on the door. But I don't think he was in. Well, it wasn't him because he didn't answer. But I mean, I thought he might have been in bed. But I did literally knock on the door because the night before when I punched him in the head. Thinking he might have, I don't know, but developed like a blood clot or something. And that's what people don't know about me. They don't have a clue. They think I'm just this fucking weak type of fucking character. Like I'm a fucking idiot, like I'm a muppet, like I'm this person with mental health issues. And they don't know my mindset, they don't know how I think. Without being a wannabe, like, get the fuck out of the wannabe situation. Everyone in the fucking community's got a story like that. Do you know what I mean? We all tell stories, we all get into fights, it's the same type of fucking thing. Yeah, I'm not being a wannabe in that type of sense. I'm not saying I'm a mafia fucking hitman, I'm a mafia godfather, I'm not on the head of a criminal organisation. I'm certainly not saying that. I don't know what's made up. Maybe I'm just fucking trying to say I'm a compassionate person. Maybe, I give people a backhander because I'm not I'm not a fucking a weasel like that. And not care about people and, these things, like I say, when Marvin guy, the lad in the car park and, whacking people. I fucking worry. Keeps me awake at night, proper panic until I make sure they're alright. Could be 2-3 days till I get over certain things. When it gets past a certain period, where I think you could get a blood clot and you're 3 days late, you develop something. So many times like that. Where I proper fucking like panic because I care, but at the same time, if someone needs a backhander, they'll fucking get one. And just like I said, that incident outside Bridges. When Paul got the coat over his head, I watched fucking John. He goes on his ass, and almost like the fucking credit goes to Paul. Like, Paul had given me the greatest sign that I've ever had. And you don't want to say all the time because you don't want to fall into that immaturity type of sense. So like, you don't want to say it was me that whacked you dingbat. Paul had a coat with it, like comes over, I smack you. The last thing you probably fucking always stars around your eyes. And then when you put that to the patronisation, when you put that to, I'll bring Paul because he's got mental health issues, it's why I get extremely frustrated with things. It's why I get really pissed off. It's why I get really fucking angry about things. Like I'm some type of fucking retard. But just to clarify this, and just to sum up, Jordash would have been the fuck out of me, even at that age. And as things evolved, today, it just fucking pulled me out a big piece of piss from him. The guy's a fucking unit, he's a massive guy. In fact, I remember being over there, I think I got some Charlie off, off a lad over there, type of thing. And I remember being in the kitchen, I felt uncomfortable. Yeah, I did really think, I got a bit scared actually. Yeah, I'm not too to take up my thoughts were. Almost like I don't know, I just got a bit paranoid that I'm going to seek some type of revenge or something and it might kick off. I just felt a bit uncomfortable actually. So I said, I'm gonna get over, I'm just gonna get over back over there type of thing. Because I thought, I don't know, there was just something weird about it. There was something a lad like I said, one next to him. I think they were thoughts of a simulation or reptilians or something of that nature. I remember just like stood in the kitchen just being really uncomfortable. Saying I'm gonna get off. I think I did want to, I think I wanted to say to him as well, like in that type of sense, like I'm not a bully, basically, in that type of sense. I'm not a bully, and just to give him that sign of how I think. You would have kicked the fuck out of me if you were sober, even the age you were. If you were sober and we got into a proper fight, you would have fucking battered me. And especially, like today, for instance. Because I always tell both sides, man. I'm very honest in that type of sense. As immature as this may sound to people, I always tell both sides. The thing that people don't know about me, like I'm this fucking weird, like I'm a fucking retard. Like I'm fucking wet behind here, like I don't have a clue. Do you understand? Do you know what that's like? Do you know what it's like almost like, people thinking I'm sat in here, not with a clue what's type of going on. Like I'm not been there and been in that environment. Not seen it, not fucking done it. I mean, I can go right back to my teenage years almost. You know what I mean? A lot of things where I have been confident in that type of sense. I remember being on the top field, and some fucking tape went missing. Some dance music tape. There was Jim Stone there was Johnny Stansfield, there was a couple of others, and this tape went missing, some dance tape, and everyone fucking playing me for some reason. Like, I fucking like Elvis. I ain't done it, and I can't remember who swung the first punch, but I gave a couple of swings swapping us through. I got into a couple of fights with some of them, and I got into a fight with Johnny, smacked Johnny in the fucking eye. Fucking little Darren Kerr, sat on the wall, I think, with someone else. I mean, Darren Kerr was only a young lad at the time. They're sat on the wall type of watching. And the next day, I seen fucking Johnny sit down with a pair of shades on. I said, take your shades off, Johnny. And he's got a black eye. So we have to have those moments of being isolated, and that type of stuff. I've had to defend myself. I hate bullies. Hate bullies. I've had to give people a couple of whacks here and there. Because I'm compassionate, I'm not a bully. If people, in that type of situation, people get a whack, I'd rather pick on the big person than the little person, and I'm honest as well. Like I said, for Jordan. And if he were ever coming into contact with, we've got Carrol, it would have, do you understand what I'm saying, people? And the fact that Paul gets the credit for me giving fucking Jordash a backhander, so that plays a part into it as well. Like, I'm the fucking me-time fucking brother and that type of stuff. Do you understand what I'm saying, people? Without carrying on this immaturity, because there's a bit of immaturity here. But in some contexts there isn't. Because people just think I'm a fucking muppet, like I'm a fucking retard, like I'm a weed, I've got a mental health label above my head. When I'm fucking both. As in, I'm a fucking kind, compassionate person. I'll be honest and give people a backhander. Honest enough to say when I know someone can give me a backhander. To have that side of, like all that type of side. And that the fact that I whack people in the head, I care. I go to the house next day to make sure you're right. You take it away from the jokes, you people. Take it away from your seeking medical advice. That's just so to become serious. There's a lot of things that people don't know about me. A lot of things that people don't understand. There's a lot of misinformation out there. There's a lot of people, things that people don't have a clue about. So I think I'm just expressing that for that reason, for whatever reason, you people. And just to balance that books, like I've said. These people, if they have that mindset, they kick the shit out of me. Jordan would have battered me then, Carrol would have kicked the fuck out of me. Jordan today would just pull me up with his hand. Anyway, that's enough for you people. But I think it just adds to me frustration, it really does. It adds to me frustration that people think I'm a bully or I'm a horrible person, and I've got mental health issues, like I don't know what's going on, that I'm thick as shite, and all that type of stuff, when I'd rather pick on the big person, knowing that I'd get a kicking. In fact, I remember being outside Jordash Square. This was a long time ago. I was outside Jordash Square. There was a guy trying to get a lass into the back of a van, a big bloke, a couple of big blokes round. I didn't like this guy putting this lass in the back of a van, so I goes, oh, you fucking hell, why would you leave her alone? Next minute, this guy fucking gives me a backhand, I see stars, and I'm told in no uncertain terms, fuck off. So it goes back to the buzz. The very next day, I goes on to Sorbet, football pitch, and it's a very fucking serious individual. I didn't know who this person was, but a very serious individual. So things like that. I'd rather fucking intervene, I'd rather do something about it than stand by and watch someone get hurt, no matter what it is. I'd rather get a good kicking to defend someone, to help someone. And that's also things that people don't know. And I'm depicted as a bully, I pick on people. And quite the opposite. If I saw someone getting hurt, then I would intervene. No matter how big the person was, no matter what cost my fucking, a good idea. Things evolve, things change. At some point you do, sometimes you don't, for different reasons. Sometimes you might be in an environment where there's too much for you, where you dare to say out in certain contexts with people. That's been environments like that. It just depends, doesn't it? Fear, indirect cycle, all that type of stuff. Different times, different ways of thinking. But at the same time, some fucking serious individuals, regardless, not being selective, just pick on people I can. But there have been that you know, like, I've been a wannabe. I've been that type of, so there's also that side as well. Nah, not in a bullying aspect, dickhead. Not picking on someone, not trying to be something, that's a different fucking thing altogether. Do you understand? You've never been a bully. You've never, like, picked on someone, talked down to someone, like some power fucking tribal. So don't make yourself out to be something you're not in that type of state. You've never been like that. You've never, like, sit there, like, and picked on someone. You know, made someone scared and that type of stuff. Do you understand what I'm saying, you battle lad? Anyway, just a few words there, you people. $1945, what a coincidence. Of course, just to keep me talking, keep me consumed, keep me smoking. I'm not a fucking idiot. I'm not stupid. And the stories are true, obviously. The factual stories. So there's elements in what I'm saying, obviously. Where it should keep me talking, whatever. Keep me smoking, it's fucking stupid. That's it's a bit daft to say. I remember actually, yes, I remember Carrol from being a kid at commit. I've got a memory of Carrol. I think I'm thinking of the right person because it was very. I'm talking with kids. I'm talking at the commercial. Uh, as far as I remember, he had ginger curly hair. I'm his little kid at this point. You understand? He got ginger hair. I don't know how old he was or how old I was, but I was only a kid. He was a kid, and I've got this memory of ginger curly hair. Anyway, I'm glad that I never came into contact with him. That's one thing I can be glad of. At that time, like, type of stuff, you understand, maybe we wouldn't come into a confrontation, maybe it's a bit dramatised, that type of sense. You hear things and people talk about things, but I don't think anything would have happened. I think I would have said, I think I would have just, said, listen, if a situation. I don't think I would apologise because I was scared of him. I think I would have just sorted it out, angry in that type of adult type of sense, away from a confrontation, away from whatever, that type of sense, if you understand what I'm saying, people. You talk to people, you explain things, that type of, you're reasonable, that type of stuff, and you'll find most people will dare have a chat with them. I mean, if you put to pull me off, that'd be different, wouldn't it? With fucking media, I'm a negotiator, you people. And I'm talking that sort of bollocks. Just kind of thinking out loud, this is, I don't know, bullshit, it's therapy. Going down the lane, showing different, showing sides of my character that people don't know about. Showing my caring side that if I hit someone, I care about them. What to find out it was okay, making 3 days later and all that type of stuff. People used to make me paranoid because of it. People used to play on my insecurities and my fears because they knew I cared about people. They knew that I'd worry about them. They knew that I'd be paranoid if I ever hit someone, and then they're whacking a friend over the head with a belt. For some, I'm not too sure if it was a joke, I can't be too sure. Or if it was, I don't know if it was a joke, but it wasn't a massive whack over there. It was only a little whack over there. But like I said, it doesn't matter if it was a massive whack or a little whack. I always panicked. I would panic if a beat on someone's head. And I remember, going to where this lad worked. Going to the factory, how you doing? I said, I'm getting pains in my head. Yeah, alright, fucking hell. Right, okay then. Anyway, it took a long story short. I found out that one of his friends, who was a mutual friend, God bless his soul, he must have told him to tell me that they were getting pains in his head. They conspired against me. Now, without going down making memory lane and having a massive trigger repetitive speech, it was the same lad that said it wasn't 2 weeks ago. If you know that story, you people, if you've heard that story, it was the same person, who said it wasn't 2 weeks ago. Do you understand? Wink, wink. It was the same. It was the same duo. That whacked it. Like I said, I think. Now was that before? I think it was before. No, it was after. I'm not sure if I think it was after that. That's right. It was definitely after that. It was definitely after when he said, "David, it wasn't 2 weeks ago." Yeah, so they conspired when I whacked this person on the head with a belt, and and go to find where it worked, and then they conspired. It was a scolding person who said to him, "Tell him you're getting pains in your head, making fucking paranoid," and that's what he did. So I went off fucking worrying for God knows how long until I knew this person was alright. Do you understand? Who else got a whack? And that's what Mr. Ward, George Ward, got a belt as well, because he robbed me out of someone scoring in Cheeky Bugger. This is a lad, you people. When I frequented the scene, when I met Tappy Leon and Co., they were 16 hours round. I would have been, 20 at the time. That's when I became friends with, Leon and, Damo Stansfield, and George Ward and Co. They were just like in that time, the adolescent stage of drinking on, Newlands. I was, 20 years old. I went to shop, "Oh, what are you doing?" I was like, "Man, no, really. Would you want a drink?" Yeah, I'll come down. Got a couple of cans or whatever. And then we started going to the tram shed. Yeah, I went to the tram shed, and because I had a bit of cash, type of thing, I used to pay for George's drink. I used to pay him to come out, buy him his drink, because I'm a good type of friend. And then word reached my ears that he must have been going around and, bragging like, someone said, "Oh, what are you doing tonight, John?" He said, "I'm probably going to Champions." As is probably paying me, he pays me there and, gets me drinking and stuff. He's basically calling me a fucking idiot, taking advantage of my kindness. Yeah, it's taking advantage of my kindness type of thing. Anyway, to fast forward, I had a DVD player, and I borrowed it to George, right, his missus, Colin, type situation. Now, did I borrow a DVD? Yeah, it was something of a DVD player. And they were scored up with, I'm not to judge them, but they were a sneaky pair of buggers. They would sell anything, they'd pawn anything to get a couple of quid right for a bag of fare and all that type of stuff. So it come to their attention, they must have had no money, and they needed to sell something. So they concocted this Mickey Mouse story that Jock, who was a local lad, had broke into their fucking their flat, stole the DVD player, and basically sold it. So they pinned it on Jock. They completely just they blamed Jock for breaking in. Now the plot thickens. I know the fucking plot thickens. It always does. Anyway, so because that Jock had sold me a DVD player, I was on the bus and Jock was on the bus. I remember going to him, saying, "Did you steal my did you steal my DVD player?" I said, "No, I won't do that to you, and all that type of stuff." And so it turns out it was them that sold the DVD player, and it had nothing to do with it. I don't think it was a case of saying like that. I wouldn't pick on a bunny bush have a person in that type of sense. But but if it was I'm like, "Nah, what are you talking about? I won't do that to you," type of thing. Anyway, because I found out it was George, George's missus, I want the fucking money back for the DVD player. I said, "I want 15 quid for it." Because as well, they're not daft, are they? Of course they're not daft. Because when I think about it, you know that Jock, and George and Colleen have been sat in the house, and they've all thought, I've got no cash, what can we sell? We've got this DVD player of ours. So they're all part of it. So as much as they blame Jock, I go to Jock, they say it's not them. They're not that bad. They're on the streets. They're not to manipulate people. It's part of the forte. They're not that. They're clever fucking people. Right? So me, you're saying to Jock, did you steal it? Nah, not to do with me, not to do with me. But you just know that they sat around, they sat in, they've got nothing else. So they also, you know what, thinking about it, if I see Jock, I'm like, I'm going to whack him just for that thing. I believe what he was saying at the time. Anyway, so what the £15 for this DVD player? And it was payday. No, it was benefit day. Right? Payday, something you work for. And I think I was at George's house, blah, blah. You know, and what the money, the police did for you, it was, they were getting the child fucking, they were getting the money for the child benefit. I was actually on my ass, I had no money whatsoever. So me and George walked up to the post office. Like, it was getting his cash. He was in there for a while. Right, he was in there a while getting his money. And then he comes out and basically said that they're not giving him his money because his benefit book has snapped in half and he'd have to go home and sort it out. So I said, what, so you've not got me money? And I didn't believe him for a second. Yeah, he said they're not being able to give me my money, so I can't give you your £15. So then there was the incident where, George used to go back home and tell his ma that, everyone's like this, but because you're a proper manipulative bastard, George, a very dishonest character, a person that was fucking honestly just one of those type of manipulative, horrible character, used to go home and tell his mum fucking tales and things like that. And I was a good friend to George. I was a very good friend to him. I'm a good friend to everyone. So that's, I don't know if there's a point, or if this is like any reason for this. But I was a good friend to George. Used to pay for his for his drinks at Shamsin. Used to pay for his admission in. Used to help him out if I could, where I could. I was a loyal friend to him. Given the benefit of doubt, with a DVD player, things like that. And there was this where I went to his ma's house. His ma said, like, it's probably best to keep away from my son. Almost like I'm a bad influence. Like I'm a bad person. I said, well, I'm okay. I don't think I did cross words. I think I respected what he said. I can't be too sure. And I think that's why he got a whack down at fucking Rebecca's house. I can't remember if that was the reason why. Because he got a smack as well. So all these people that give a whack you, and all these people that, they fucking deserve it. Every single thing I get involved in this type of context, people have their part, and the most of people, people betray me, they tell fucking lies about me, and all that type of stuff. So this is what I'm trying to say, if there's any reason behind this, just to balance the books to people. Betrayed by so many people, you understand? I'm on about friends, I'm not on about family, that type of stuff. I don't mean that side. That's a complete difference. Right? I'm on about school-dogging fucking, your friends. I'm on about people that make me paranoid. Like I say, when you sort of, like hit people and that type of stuff. I never used to hit people. I wasn't a violent person. Jesus Christ, man, I've got a fucking, my fist is like a cushion. Yeah, I've not even got a hard punch, you people. I could, 30 metres up to a person and smack him in the head. I'm not a powerful person, if you understand what I'm saying. So when I speak, I'm not trying to say I'm a hard man. Fucking quite the opposite. I'm not a fucking fighter. I'm not a hard man. Jesus Christ, I've got a fucking punch like a girl, if you understand what I'm saying. You know, the type of discrepancies that I've got into. You know, kicking a lad in the head's not fucking hard, is it? Headbutting some lad on the bus, he might not have even felt it. So it's me that overthinks things. It's me that, when I say whacking the guy in the head, I say that like I'm a hand bastard. It's not hard to kick someone and it's a piece of piss. I don't think I kicked him in the head like really hard, like a pop of violence stamp on the head type of situation. Just a bit of a kick because, like you say, but you hear stories, don't you? Like a little bit of a punch to the head or a bit of a knock, you can collapse. Like I said, the guy on the bus, type of situation, headbutted him. It was a massive headbutt. It wasn't like a Mike Tyson headbutt. I panicked. So things like that. In the way I say it, I'm not just trying to say the way you sound. Yeah, I'm really aware. I'm really well aware of how immature some people. I'm just trying to say, even those things that I do get involved in, I'm not a hard person. I've not got a hard punch and that type of stuff. Jesus Christ. I think even with Jordash, if he got a black eye, I think it would just, I don't know, just the way I punched him. Not because I've got a hard punch, just the way it connected, that's all. Just to tell that side, you people. Just to try and be something or not when you know who I am. You've got the eye can't you people, you know what's true or what isn't. Can't pull the wool over your eyes. I wouldn't even try to. Why would I? It's fucking stupid to do, obviously. Like I said, historical facts, the entertainment value, exaggeration, all that type of stuff. There's a balance where I'm honest and that type of people will give me good ideas. And then we have this just to clarify that. That I'm not a bully, I'm not hard, man. I don't mind being honest about things. But the things I'm talking about are being betrayed by these skullduggery people. And I'd rather shout at the big guy and that type of stuff. And I would intervene where I do get a backhander. I've intervened so many times with people. With big people and your big fucking blokes would give me a crack and that type of stuff. Anyway, just a few words there, you people. I'm getting annoyed now, to be quite honest. Get the fuck out of me, young babby. Don't worry about it. Don't need to fuck about your fucking stories. No one cares. Do you understand? Speak. No, I'm just getting fucking tired, that's all. Jesus Christ, I'm getting annoyed myself. I just want to shut the fuck up for no other reason. I just want to smoke and watch something. Get away from this.